Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I did it. I made it to the camera. Hello. Welcome. Starladder Season 11 America. We have finally made our way to game number 2. We had some hiccups along the way, but here it is. It's going to be eHUG taking on Leviathan. eHUG's first match here into Starladder Season 11. Leviathan, they're struggling a little bit. They've already played 2 matches, and they're currently 0-2. Bringing you the coverage, though, on English is going to be myself, KotLGuy. Joining me remotely, not going to be in-house, unfortunately, as I have not configured it at F4L. I'm sorry, my friend, but how are you doing?
Oh, I'm not with you today?
No, we're using a different streaming service right now to get all these fancy overlays, and I have yet to plug you in. So I can plug you in next time. Did you have an outfit of choice I can put you with? I'm still looking at the chair as if you're even pretending to be here.
Boy,
I'm terrible.
Excellent.
We'll find an outfit for you. I'm thinking a shirtless with swimmies kind of a thing. But here we go. Without further ado, F4L, thanks for tagging along. I'm sorry about all the complications along the way, but here we go. Leviathan versus eHUG, man. What are your thoughts?
I think Leviathan probably favored slightly. They had a nice showing in the Summit tournament, being able to knock out probably the favorites in Navi US.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you, and so does Dota 2 Lounge. Currently, according to their odds book, Leviathan are about 60% to eHUG's 40.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, they are struggling a little bit here in Starladder, but still a good team. They put on a strong showing, like you said, at the Summit too, and they're starting to find a groove for a ragtag bunch of players who've played together for a long time, but really haven't kind of stepped into the spotlight. They're still kind of rank 2 area, but they would love, obviously, to continue to accelerate a bit further. So we'll see how they do here. They currently have the Faceless Void Skywrath combo that we've come to know and love, and for the side of Team eHUG, formerly known as Infinity Stack, they get a hold of the Tidehunter, and in another game we will see the second pick, Vengeful Spirit, but this time going against the Void. I think it's justified here this early on. It's going to be a good thing to have that swap for the unnecessary chrono.
Unnecessary.
Unnecessary to their team.
Reserve time.
Yes.
I don't know. My choice of words today has been absolutely flabbergastic bad. I made up new words just there, you know?
I like new words. Anyways, so yeah, the swap is going to be very good against the Chronosphere. It's also worth noting that if someone gets chronoed into Mystic Flare and you swap them out and then you end up dying immediately, you can... The Vengeance Aura gets applied to their entire team.
Yeah, so it's not a problem if the Vengeful kind of gets thrown into there and gets taken down. And as the bans do progress, eHUG do eliminate some of the signature grabs typically from Leviathan, the Troll and the Pudge, heroes that Leviathan would typically go to, and well, would make other teams kind of shake a bit. Very uncomfortable. Putting teams in their uncomfortable zone is something that Leviathan love to do with their spicy picks, but so far it's pretty standard stuff. Getting rid of the Viper, though, leads me to believe that they're going to be going for a Wraith King. I want to throw it out there before I throw it back to you, but I'm feeling it Wraith King this game from Leviathan, the Shredder Core Lathe King. I'm thinking that they did. I mean, just because of the Viper ban, I feel like they're preemptively getting it out there.
Isn't that usually their counter to Viper, though? I mean, to Void, I mean.
It is true that Wraith King will not be able to contribute a lot from the Chrono, but...
Almost every time they play Void, it's that one position for whatever reason. They just like having Shredder play it, I think.
That's true. That's true. Man, I thought I was going to be feeling it there, but you're probably right. But the Viper ban does seem weird.
Troll, I think, so.
Maybe then they are going to be farming up Faceless, and they're going to roll with, you know... Well, they don't have Razor... I don't know. They're probably looking for a snowball hero in the mid lane, given they don't want to be going against any of those lane dominators like Razor and Viper. But here's your Elder Titan.
I really like the one position Void with Elder Titan.
Oh yeah.
Because you're able to land that Earth Splitter inside of the Chrono.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to make sure that your Void has an easier time going in. Like when you play the offlane position Void, you don't really have the items to just be initiating. You're more of a counter initiator. But when you're playing that one position, you can easily initiate. Usually your BKB timing is a lot earlier, so you're not as afraid to just go in Chrono, and then you can follow that up with the Spirit and Earth Splitter for a ton of damage. I've seen C9 do that.
It's pretty much this amp damage strat. I mean, you're putting that together with the Ancient Seal already, so you have Ancient Seal, Natural Order. It's ridiculous. I've even seen some Elder Titans, get the early farm, put together something like a Dagon just for that heavy extra burst. So we'll see if they kind of synergize that a bit together. And how much burst they want to build on top of it. And if they do so, they don't have to kind of look for the long road. They can make more of a mid-game, high-octane kind of a lineup. And for eHUG here, I'm curious to see what they're going to look to counter back. An Ancient Apparition is still there and available if they want to take advantage of it, but it's going to be the Silencer that's going to be grabbed up now. Hard to really tell this early if it's going to be a core Silencer or if it's just going to be a...
It's been a while since we've seen that.
I remember there's been some teams that like the niche core Silencer grab. Sometimes you might see it into the hands of a farming greedy support like Zai. I know the Science Boys in the earlier qualifier run love to play it. It's in the mid lane, but more often than not, it's going to be your support Silencer. And, you know, with its impact here in this game,
10 seconds
I think it will fit pretty nicely.
I think it's most likely going to be that silence, that support,
remaining.
Role. It just fits a bit better. You know, sometimes when you're playing it as the carry, you can get ganked early, and your Ag's timing gets ruined, and things can just start going wrong, I think, as a one-position Silencer. But if you're that support Silencer, you're always going to be able to get that global off. You don't really have to be in a position ever to where you can get chronoed, unlike the one-position Silencer.
Now,
I would definitely prefer to see it in the support role this game.
More than likely it will be, unless something dramatically changes here. But I'm begging on a support Silencer. But the biggest question, F4L, is: are we going to see a Phoenix? Are we going to see a Brood? Leviathan could use an offlaner if they're going to have a farming safe lane Faceless Void. And
I mean, I would love
Phoenix,
to see either of these heroes.
I don't know what Brood can really do on the side of Leviathan this kind of game, but Phoenix could work. And for eHUG, we'll have to see. No, they're going to go with Sniper. So there's a bit of that spicy grab that we've come to know from someone like Leviathan. You've seen Sniper picked up pretty
like the
admirably
Sniper
from
Void
complexity. But yeah, Sniper Void works very nicely together. He's going to be able to kind of bring in some serious right click, as Void will be the one to kind of set the stage for him to just shoot him on home.
Say the last time they had this combo, they had it with a Razor. But unfortunately, that is banned out for their side, so it'll be interesting to see what they decide to pick as their last hero.
And it's nice because at least as far as the early game goes, they see both of the supports, the Silencer and the Vengeful, might not look to roam too much early. So if they even want to roll this Sniper mid lane, he might not be pressured too much. There's not a whole lot of gap closing. At least there wasn't until this pick. PA is very good at gap closing, being able to get into the face of someone like Sniper and dish out huge harassment. So I agree with you. I really like this grab from the PA, though she can be caught out. She is a BKB style hero, and Faceless Void can certainly get a hold of her. But I also like the ban from Leviathan. I was counting that maybe they could also get a hold of a Wisp, even though they potentially have their two additional supports. A dual mid lane of PA Wisp could be very troublesome for someone like a Sniper if that's what they wanted to do, and it looks like so. But here we go, Centaur. So it is going to be a very mid snowball kind of a lineup with that. Only having Sniper really for the late game. We'll have to see.
I mean, they have Sniper Void.
Yeah.
I mean, Void can get a lot of farm in his own right, and I think they have the late game secured, honestly, because they have the Elder Titan as well. I mean, obviously,
I fear for the team fight, though. eHUG has pretty good team fight. You have your global silence. You have a Ravage there. And with PA to clean it up with still a 5th pick, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, it could very much come down to how good the early lane phase could go. As Team eHUG here, if they want to go with the support Silencer, they are certainly going to need possibly someone to rep the mid lane if it's not going to be PA here. I'm curious what it's going to be. Any thoughts here? 20 more seconds, though, of reserve time.
It's actually so tough to say. They could pick so many things. Because it could be a mid Silencer, a support Silencer. I think it's just going to be a mid hero, though.
10 seconds remaining.
There's not a lot of options. Only a Necrophos pick. That's actually surprising to me.
So a Necrophos certainly works good against
Seems quite greedy.
Centaur, but hey, if Shredder's going to be playing the Centaur, Necrophos is looking like a much better pick here. So we'll have to see if that's going to be the case. We'll switch things over into the game as we do get underway here. Our second best of one is going to feature eHUG taking on Leviathan. Leviathan currently standing at 0-2 here in Starladder. eHUG, this is their first debut matchup. eHUG, you know, worth to note, were originally not slated to be a part of Starladder, but because of the recent pullout from Navi US, eHUG were brought in, so this is their chance to really make a name for himself here after doing relatively well, I'd have to say, during the Summit 2. They got to a point where they were in potential tiebreakers for the playoffs, but because Navi West did win those 2 games, they were eliminated. But here we go here. I'll lead off your introductions on the side of the rating. It's going to be eHUG. You got Sna, who's going to be playing your Silencer. We got Lust, who's playing your Vengeful Spirit. Bottom lane, we are also going to be seeing Infinity, who's going to be playing your Necrophos. Mid lane, it is going to be SN playing your Phantom Assassin, and that will leave in the off lane MJW playing your Watermelon Tidehunter. Uh-oh. Bottom lane here. A bunch of early movement. Typical Leviathan. They're making it go and Snuck. Can they get the range for it? Oh, they want it so bad. This is your first blood. Okay. Oh, he's eating all of his tangos trying to get away. Well, they get a hold of him. Jenkins picks up the kill here, but it doesn't stop. Infinity pushes on in, but a Necro at level 1 is not a good Necro at all. And, well, Leviathan in typical early aggressive fashion move forward and they catch Sna and take him down.
Yeah, I'm actually interested to see what their... Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a typical lane setup.
Wow. So. Shibby. How convenient. A regen rune after your wounded sniper in that first engagement. It's going to be all ready to go in this mid lane now.
And then for the Dire, for Team Leviathan, in the off lane, we're going to have Jenkins Stoda playing the Faceless Wood. In the mid lane, we're going to have Shibby playing Sniper, being supported currently by Sunken on the Skywrath Mage. And in the top lane, we're going to have Shredder playing Center. Playing the Elder Titan.
So a 2-2-1 lane setup as it is right now for Leviathan, having Skywrath hang around the mid lane. MJW, if it is only going to be the Centaur, it'd be pretty easy matchup for him. So they might need a little bit extra assistance from that Elder, so I'm not surprised by it. And Shibby will need probably a little bit of extra help from Sunken. Otherwise, he's going to be eating daggers all day, and PA might have a relatively easy time finding the farm. So for right now, he's still making it work. He's got 2 CS already. Bottom lane, Infinity right now, just kind of getting supported out from Sna, but it's a Faceless Void after all. As long as he gets close enough to kind of get that XP, he's not going to be too worried.
He actually has boots now on top of his Poor Man's Shield because he did get that first blood.
It's going to be that much harder if you want to kind of take him down, but I don't know if it's going to be too easy. They only have the 1 stun from Lust if Lust is going to get in on it, so I don't think they're going to be taking down Faceless Void anytime soon unless they get some additional help from outside lanes.
I'm actually surprised that he goes for Poor Man's Shield first against such a lane, because usually if they don't have kill pressure against you, you just go for a lot of regen that you can sustain on the lane.
Yeah, he's going to be eating a lot of those curses, so probably could have doubled up on more regen.
They also have the Heartstopper Wear as well.
Yeah, so he will be withered down a little bit, but he'll find those nooks and crannies to try to find a little bit of farm for himself. The creeps are very much pushed forward, so he does like that. So he's got space to work with and can always find that XP, but we'll see here. The rune, it's going to be picked up by him. It's a nice little bounty rune right there that will leave the illusion rune at the top there. Grab from your Elder Titan as he puts it on back. And now Lust looking to maybe help out this mid lane a little bit, maybe do some stacks on the side, but overall just a lot of support movement from them.
Looks like MJW is getting harassed just a little bit from these illusions.
No, he's not too worried. And look at your Necro though, 15 and 6, getting a lot from this bottom lane. Obviously your Faceless Void, Jenkins is not going to be doing a whole lot to harass him and stop him from finding the farm, so we could have a farm Necro pretty quickly.
A lot of regen. Sends himself both the Tango and a self, so
he's pretty happy and confident here. White in the tower. The curse does go off. It forces Jenkins to time walk away, so surprisingly he is getting harassed pretty heavily. He's going to be forced to pull out the salve, and your Neko continues to farm up pretty nicely here. So does your Tidehunter, man. Tidehunter being stuck in this off lane against Elder Titan and Centaur is not too bad. He's going to continue to find the CS mid lane. Woof, they bring SN pretty dang low. She steps back, gets out the regen, but not getting a hold of the bottle early. And we'll have to see if Shibby continues to build up that shrapnel. Right now it just has the 1-1-1 on his sniper, but I know most people are pretty big advocates of getting a hold of shrapnel pretty early in this mid lane. We see it promised a lot from Merlini. I know Swindle from Complexity loves to grab it in this mid lane.
Very good. It allows you to pressure the tower quite easily.
17 and 2 CS though on MJW's Tidehunter. He's getting a lot of farm. Almost has his arcanes if he wants to quickly grab them up. And really having a nice time here. Their sniper in mid lane is 14-3 to PA's 11-2 as they go for the 4-minute rune. Dagger sunken, and we'll be able to grab the bounty rune in that bottle he now has, and that will leave, of course, the bottom rune to be picked up, a regen from Sna, as they control it from both sides. It's eHUG doing a good job scouting out those runes and just kind of trying their best to control the early game.
I'm not sure the trade that Leviathan are making is very good when they have the Skywrath supporting middle instead of top lane. If he was supporting top lane, I think he could do, I mean, obviously he could do a better job of what they're currently doing in this lane against the Tide Hunter. I mean, Tide is getting whatever he wants, and they're not really shutting down this PA too much. Sure, he has a little bit less than the Sniper, but it's not that significant.
But if Skywrath left Sniper from the start, do you think Sniper would have a pretty decent time just by himself in the mid lane? Do you think he'd still be able to hold his own? And
I mean, it wouldn't be the most fun
really
lane,
necessary.
But I don't think Skywrath is adding too much in this mid lane.
Sniper does really need a lot to build up to the point where he can be a big nuisance, whereas someone like Tidehunter can come online pretty dang quick, being able to just
He's also taking
simply
levels away from the Sniper as well.
This is true. I mean, he's going to be much further off. He finally gets his level 4. He does put it into Shrapnel, so he is favoring a Shrapnel build, so we expect it, we get it. We are not expecting another pause, as we are going to have more lag issues, apparently, this time coming from Shredder. Let me pull up the ping here. It is a little bit of lag from everyone. Where's Shredder at? He's currently 266. It ain't 2K like we saw last game, so they'll try to wait it out a bit, but it doesn't look like anything that's more severe than what we saw last time. Hopefully just not more of these. It's been a bad day of pauses. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so Snot pulls this back bottom lane, getting the Creequilibrium back under the tower for Infinity to continue to be the head CSer in the game by a pretty reasonable margin here. 30-12 on your Necro. With power trids already, he's off to a really good start.
Doing really well for himself. And oh, this MJW doing a huge jungle stack. Not taking any damage. Level 3 Anchor and a level 2 Kraken Shell.
He's making it work right now.
He's gonna get really farmed on this Tide Hunter.
Yeah, he was already getting a lot out of his lane, but having these stacks to fall back on, now he could have a surprise Ravage. Maybe get an early smoke movement, and they can go for a return kill.
Maybe even on this mid lane. I think if they smoked and he wrapped around mid, yeah, huge
probably
play.
Get 2 kills.
Yeah.
They're both pretty flimsy.
The P is level 6 as well.
Yeah.
I'd actually really like that play if he did it.
And we'll see if that's going to be the case here. He heads back to base, and there's that smoke. Yep, here we go. I think that's the best thing you can ask for. It's only 6 minutes now, and I'm sure when he left the top lane, he was not level 6, so look at that. They put Sna in the top lane now to soak up the solo XP. He's not going to find a lot of farm, but he needs to get his global together.
And that will,
here we go. Have we prophesized the future?
Alright.
Let's see. As he moves on in. He is getting harassed in the mid lane. I can hear it right now from the shrapnel, but this is all the better for eHUG as they creep in. Oh, he gets spotted. They don't see him. Gush. Shibby could be in big trouble here. Anchor smash. They can get both if they wanted it. There it is. Ooh, the Stampede almost allows him to get away from it, but no, he does get caught on the backhand side. MJW does get the kill, but Sunken so dang fast, able to just retreat right on away. And there's your sleep coming through from Nushin, but now he has no more mana to work with here. You're going to see Lust retreat down from your right-hand side. Sna, though, is going to get away from this. I don't think so. Arcane Bolt, right-click attack. He's going to be done for, and he does go down. It looks like Sunken taking the advantage of the rest of that haste rune, able to get a return kill for that one. It is going to be, however, your sniper for a silencer. And at the same time, bottom lane, they also take down the Faceless Void. It just doesn't stop, though. And back on the other side, they find another kill taking down that Skywrath.
Sunken actually died to the last hit of the tower as he runs through the tower trying to get away.
Yep, and bottom lane, it was Infinity using his Reaper Scythe for the first time this game, able to finish down Jenkins, who now has to TP back in the lane.
Oh, he got solo killed by the Necro?
Mm-hmm.
That's something you want to be seeing at this point in the game.
Radiant's middle tower
MJW makes his return back to the top lane after having a successful gank there that we were anticipating. Puts him a lot closer towards a Blink Dagger in excellent time. He's about 800 gold right now as he heals up, but the creeps are at a perfect equilibrium right now, right in front of the tower for him to kind of get those last hits in. While we see Sunken now rotating about, puts down a pretty aggressive ward to scout out the Ancient area. And one we haven't talked about a whole lot, the PA in the mid lane. What did she just get here? What's on the way? It's It's going to be her bottle back, it looks like, and some phase boots. But she's still
I'm
eating
not
up
a
damage
fan
from
of
shrapnel.
Has been denied.
We'll
Personal
see.
preference.
This tower is getting low. That shrapnel is starting to stack up, and now they make a move in, and wow, they burst down Sunken so quick. Now there is going to be the assassinate shrapnel. Can they take down SN? She walks away from the shrapnel. He moves forward. He takes down the ward, but can't follow through with getting the kill. Unfortunately, on PA, it's PA who's going to walk away.
That did so much damage. And then in the top lane, Elder Titan falling to the Tide and Silencer as well.
These kills, man, they come hot and heavy on all fronts from
Radiant's
all
middle
lanes.
tower is under attack.
MJW here. 20 more seconds, we'll have that Ravage up again, but here we go. Lust steps forward, Magic Missile, and the wave.
Radiant's
MJW
middle
falls
tower
through with
has
a
fallen.
gush, but now MJW should fall here. Pull out a Stampede, and they just quickly take down Tidehunter. And, well, it's going to prolong a little bit from his Blink Dagger, which he already has in good time, but Leviathan just happy to get the grab up here.
Leviathan really need to start making things happen. They do have the level 6 on the Skywrath as well as the Void, so try a rotation onto this bottom lane, maybe kill the Necrophos, but eHUG are having a phenomenal early game. Doing pretty much everything they need to get accomplished. Get the farm on the Necrophos, get Tide farm, Phantom Assassin. You know, you'd probably like to see her have a better start, but
they want to go on bottom. I don't know, why is Void faking it out? He's faking out like he wants to jump forward for something, but he's got to be careful here. Is MJW with a new Ravage ready? Would love to be able to have enough lockdown. Typing out the Reaper Scythe and Ravage. Yeah, you're committing a lot of ultimates here, but
at this point in the game, it doesn't really matter. He actually spots him out.
They see it, they ping it, and Jenkins will just step back and play a little more defensively. Your rune does pop up, however, at the 10-minute mark, a bounty there at the bottom going to be grabbed up from Jenkins. And
it's a very aggressive Faceless Void build. 1 time lock, 1 backtrack with 4 time lock. Usually we see the max time lock, especially in the offlane.
Well, we were going to see if he can really make that extra bit of aggressive
Radiant's
build
top tower
work
is
when he
under attack.
debuts the first Chrono. And hopefully a Chrono Mystic Flare follow-up. We have yet to see it, though. So just try to find something happening here in the bottom lane. Lust camping about here near the top. It's going to be Leviathan, though, with the help of Sniper, who are going to try to go for another objective here. Your Tier 1 tower top lane could be pressured. We'll see if eHUG consider going for defense, though.
Is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Immediately glyphed. And your Shrapnel now going to be tossed out here. Leviathan are just going to slowly siege it.
Very slow siege.
And you even have your Elder Titan to scout everything out and see what's happening back and behind as they see MJW now shows up as that defense, but
response, they're just gonna try to push out this mid lane, apply a little bit of map pressure. They really need a 6 on the Silencer, but they can take these team fights more confidently.
So Infinity, who continues to be the head and net worth in CS, has thrown together the Vite booster. We could potentially see the Rod.
That Rod, yeah.
Yeah, I always see this grabbed, and it ends up being a reliable Vite booster for quite a while. We'll have to see if he goes kind of the same thing here. A lot of different Necro players have a lot of different types of builds. Early Bloodstone, Blink, Mechanism, Agnum's Favor.
You know, all kinds of builds on this hero.
Yeah, similar to like your Medusa, similar to like your whatever else. Another pause, F4L. Excellent. Shibby's now lacking. Good stuff. All right. So a bit of a hiccup day of Starladder play. Shibby is at about 233
I don't actually
MS,
think
but
there's anything wrong with the servers.
yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, for US East, the ping is pretty high. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone is sporting about 1 to 200, and normally we would be down to like at least double digits. But well, it just makes things a little bit more frustrating.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, you're trying to like stay in the hype zone, and things just kind of go to a screeching halt, and you have to get back into it. And I'll probably miss a kill or two as we get back underway, as I get a bit disoriented. But
oh yeah, he doesn't have the Arcana.
Who doesn't have the Arcana? Oh yeah,
Purple.
the PA. What a shame.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it. The 2 swords or the 2 weapons, and it's all shiny.
What is this Necro set? Look at him. He's ugly.
Let me see. Well, he must be ugly. He has to have a mask to hide it. Yeah, it's your typical old man creeper set. Infinity, though, with all that farm, man. It's going to be a scary old man real quick.
Gonna slowly whittle down those children.
Oh, look how holy Sna looks here. What is all this glowingness? My goodness.
He
You just got a level. You just got level 6. Oh, look, you can see it from the sky. Cool. Uh-oh. Here come the crabs. Oh, hey. Oh, hey. What? I don't know what else to do. Why are there so many pauses? This is unreal. I don't know. 200 is playable to me.
We've almost been paused as long as...
And we've been watching Dota. I know. This was supposed to be a nice little quick 2BO1 special. But, I don't know. Hopefully this gets resolved. There's a lot of Dota happening today. I'm curious if other organizations are feeling it, but... Here we go. I'm trying to put myself inside this glowing cylinder arc from your silencer. Wow, look at that. It's like a spotlight.
I'm gonna go get myself a pizza.
Alright, for anyone who's coming by, yeah, you can go ahead and get something to eat. I'll throw up the grid here. You could see the current standings. Now, these have not been updated to today's results earlier. Sna's actually up and ahead 4-0 now after taking down Not Today in the previous engagement. And Not Today now starting off as 0-1 here in Starladder. Leviathan currently playing at a 0-2, and this is eHUG's debut game. So, 0-0 for them. If you don't know what the players look like, there are their pictures. Wow, eHUG is missing a lot of them, though. You got Sna and Infinity, but everyone else too shy to step in front of the camera, apparently.
Nushim actually has 2200 ping now. And Chibi's internet just died, apparently.
This is ridiculous.
Fantastic.
Right? Nushim's at 1500. Wow, 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 wow. All right. Game, please. Please. Let's go back to... What? What? I know, I could build one, I guess. God is telling me I should build my statue while we wait. Let me see here. And we're waiting for the pause here. Let me just see what it is that they have...
Can you build a KotL one?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I probably should, right?
No, I mean, is that an option? You can't build
Yeah, you can build,
hero.
you can use any hero, dude.
No.
Oh, it's not all?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what God's is... I thought we were supposed to get 2 of these blocks. I only got 1.
Oh, Keeper of the Light. No, you get 1.
You got 2? God's got 2.
He
what
got
the hell?
2?
Your level? He says it might depend on your level. What is that? You get on my level.
Oh, I got 2. Never mind.
What the hell? maybe it's hidden in my stash here. Let me search for it.
Search for it.
Ah, there was one hidden. I got
2?
2.
Nice.
All right, let's use it. All right, so what do I do here? I pick a hero, but...
What animation are you going to do?
I don't know, dude. What do you think? What's KotL's best animation here?
I don't know,
I wish there was one where he takes off his shirt. That'd be pretty cool. You need to keep an eye on the game. Make sure you let me know. All right, what set do I want to sport?
I don't know what's
my
going
legit
on.
set's pretty good here. It's attack.
You should hear it when it unpauses.
I don't know. I mean, I could hear it if it unpaused, but it looks like we're just going to have to...
Oh, you can inscribe things on it, too.
Oh, cool. Yeah, this is pretty neat.
Oh, and you can see what it looks like in-game. You can click the
where is it?
Little Dota icon.
Ah. Fancy.
Oh, you can select which frame you want. That's pretty legit.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool, actually.
All right. Enough selling out to Valve, I guess. Hold on, what's his run?
I don't know.
Oh, that's pretty cool. All right.
Although I wish their efforts were spent on something a little more productive.
I mean, you can make one look pretty cool legit. Feature. Yeah, I know. Why don't you fix the servers? I thank you for... no, I'm just kidding. That's what everyone's been saying. And if anyone didn't hear me the first time I was talking about it, they did release a notice saying that it's, you know, DDoS infecting them and infecting the players and popular games and maybe their ISP as well. But this is the second game now we've seen some pretty intense lag issues where we've had pauses along the way. It's not fun, I tell you. And we'll have to see. And I don't know. I guess if you did it once before, we'd have to implement the same rule that if it can't get resolved within the structured pause given period, we're just going to play on. But I checked the ping. There's a couple people that are pretty high, not people that are playing, though. So I think it looks pretty good now. I don't know. It's not my say, though. I'm just a caster here at Starladder, F4L.
Yeah, me too, apparently.
So for your statue, what hero are you going to pick, huh? What are you thinking? Terrorblade?
I haven't played Terrorblade since it got nerfed. I'm a dirty uh, abuser or something.
Yeah. Gotta get the MMR points, dude.
Maybe anti-mage.
Ew.
Oh, come on.
Well, can you do Wisp?
Sure you can, but what would you...
I don't know, let me
Wisp
see.
balls?
There's no Wisp. Is there? Wait, yeah, there is. What?
Wait, where's Wisp?
You could just... It's IO. It's
Oh,
only
it's
frame is
IO.
idle. And it
Wait,
just
really?
spins for frame. This is like a molecular science project that some 4th grader put together.
Oh, nice. This is legit.
That's it. Can't do anything. Here, you want a ball with a few sticks in it for a statue? There you go. Rip off.
Oh, man, that's actually kind of funny.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy. That's pretty badass looking MJW.
Oh, it
Titan.
actually has your items as well. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, you can change out the set as well. Put on whatever
When I go to
items
my
you want.
Pudge, I have my Dragon Claw hook.
Lord.
Alright, Valve.
He
Go
adds,
fix
what
your
do you say?
servers now.
He adds random people, so he's probably... Okay, great. Fantastic. Okay, so good stuff. We'll have to wait out the time period here for whatever it may be here for Starladder as far as...
This is why you put your Skype behind
Mm-hmm.
whatever it's called.
We've been doing that, of course, and or you can use a
Yeah, I don't
different
do it.
program, you know, but not anything new that hasn't been talked about before. It's just the plague period is kind of back after it was a good run for quite a while. This is
There
looking a lot
was
similar.
actually no DDoS for a really long
I
time.
know, then Oracle came out and everyone shit hit the
Really
fan.
Oracle. I mean, have you seen that hero?
I've only like
Unbelievable.
seen it. I haven't seen it in game. Have you played it in game yet?
No.
Played with it?
Oh, I played it in Dota 1 a couple times.
I left Dota
Disgusting
1
hero.
before it came out, but all I've heard is broke,
Same.
man. He's so broke. Lots of
Yeah, I
low
left
cast
Dota 1
animation,
before it
heal and
came out,
damage.
but,
It's crazy.
Hey, he also has like the lowest base attack time, or tied for lowest base attack time. Kind of silly. He also has like what 620 range.
That's long range, yeah.
1% packet loss.
Yummy. As we continue to wait it about here in hopes that the players can get to a sustainable ping and we can just play some Dota. That's really all we want to do here. Get these games underway,
Nice.
but oh, everyone says they're looking pretty good. Let's just hustle it, please. Here we go. Finally back and underway, folks. Sorry. I'll apologize on behalf of everything else and all the other forces out there, but we do get our Dota back and underway. So where do we leave off? It's only about 12 minutes in. It feels like it's been a 30-minute game already,
top
but
tower is under attack.
at 12 minutes in, it's Necrophos who's finding the most out of this early game.
Siege continues in the top lane.
Siege. Yeah, Shibby's there with the bottle still to use and maybe about one more shrapnel, but you don't want to put it too close to deny range and risk losing it. It's about 169 right now. eHUG not really close to defending it. MJW is still here, but it's going to be Leviathan who continue to scout out with that Astral to see if they can secure this tower on without the chance of losing it. But at the same time, mid lane, they make the jump on the Lust, and that is just your quick Mystic Flare Stomp combo that takes out your pesky little vengeful support. And they also get that tier 1 tower top lane. So Leviathan find kills mid and get the tower. Good couple of grabs for him.
Yeah, really nice for them getting the tower and that quick pick off on the Venge. They do have a smoke available on Sunken.
Oh, Blink going right on PA. Global
Silence is
though
used.
on the exchange, and that might be enough to save their PA from being engaged. It's Shredder with that Blink Dagger really trying to get a lot of mileage out of it. After picking off Vengeful, he still dances around the mid lane and try to make a go right there on PA, which it was close, but
It's still a nice 2-minute window where Global Silence is now down, so
yep.
I would like them to maybe heal up on the Scareth, get some mana, and then go for a play in the bottom lane.
Certainly so. We have yet to see the... I don't even think we've seen a Chrono yet this game. As
Hasn't been one
Jenkins farms up. He's got his treads. Poor man's shield trying to throw a wand together. Level 9 now.
He's not
And
doing
here you
so
go.
bad
You asked for it.
offlane wood.
Yeah, Sunken's heading down there now, but he needs a bit more mana. Just under 100 before he can get a Mystic Flare, but maybe they can do it without it? I don't know though.
Would be very close.
Oh, the rod is complete too.
He is very tanky at 1300 life.
Infinity. He's tanky now, yeah, 1300. I don't think they can do it without Mystic Flare. And they'll pull back. They're immediately pinged out here. MJW waltzes on in. He is so close to his Blink Dagger, about 150 away. And he will have a blinking Ravage here. Speaking of Blink, you're going to see Jenkins now time walk away. Are they going for this one? He actually pulls out the Chrono just to be sure they can't follow through with anything. So I guess that will do it. eHUG are not going to keep going here, at least for that kill. But hey, they're staying in the lane. Maybe they'll just kind of try to get an objective out of this.
And interestingly enough, Elders aren't actually TPs to this bottom lane. No life and mana.
Yeah, that's weird. Maybe just trying to slow them down with this Astral, but it's not enough to pull eHUG away. They want this tower, or at least they want to get some big damage on it. And now Infinity with this rod and Power Treads has plenty of life to kind of stand confidently in lane.
Shibi actually goes for a Blink Dagger first on this sniper, so not opting for one of these standard, you know, Maelstrom or MLM builds.
Let me see here. Yep, it's Shredder now with 2.3k. There's clearly something up. This isn't... I thought maybe because the last game it was something that was individually, like with their own personal internet, but I don't know, maybe people are clearly being targeted one after the other this game. And unfortunately, it's...
I mean, it's only been on one team, so that would like lead me to believe it has something to do with Dota 2 launch.
I mean, I feel uncomfortable as it is trying to theory craft what exactly is going wrong, but after so many pauses and so much time, there's only so much you can talk about without theory crafting what the actual problem at hand is. And I'm sure people become very curious as far as why things are delayed so much, but apparently today is just not a good day for these kind of games. But we'll try to muscle through it. It was just a simple 2 America best of 1 matchups here, but they have obviously been delayed quite a bit. We'll just try to hope for the best and that things can get resolved. What are you looking forward to Thanksgiving, F4L? Are you going to have a good Thanksgiving? Are you going to hang out with your family? Are you doing your own thing?
Family.
Family, huh?
Typical, yep.
Do you have a signature dish
at my mom's house.
that you like to enjoy at your Thanksgiving?
I like stuffing, actually.
You know, stuffing is a big one in my family, too. I think gravy, though, is like our signature thing. We always have that one who's like, I got the gravy this year. They put together some sort of epic concoction of sauce, deliciously drained over your turkey and stuffing. I'm getting hungry now.
Stuffing is just so delicious, especially if it's
Do you
like
have the stuffing
really
stuffed into... I mean, what's the argument now? There's one that's called stuffing, and there's one that's called filling. It's something weird. It's about like one is actually
stuffing goes
called
in the turkey.
Yeah, one is in the turkey, and then it's legitimately called like stuffing, I guess, and then the other one is just like stuffing that's made without being stuffed.
Yeah. Usually you have both because
there's like 2 different names now.
Usually the amount of stuffing you make, there's more than what fits inside the turkey.
I bet I can find it if I Google stuffing versus dressing. That's what it is. They call it dressing,
when you
which
put
is
it inside,
weird. Huh?
And it's like the stuff that doesn't go inside.
I didn't take the time to actually look at what the proper definition is, but I guess I could here. Let's see. Stuffing. This is how bad it's gotten, F4L. First, that we're looking up terminology between Thanksgiving dishes. That these pauses are going on. Stuffing versus dressing. What's the difference?
I don't know. I like homemade pumpkin pie as well. That's
Pumpkin's
yummy.
good. Maybe a nice pumpkin martini. Kind of just enjoy the holiday. It's arguably the standout dish at Thanksgiving, yet at the same time shouldn't be ambiguously. What's the proper way to refer to it? Stuffing or dressing? Is there even a distinction? Some believe that if it's cooked inside the roast, it should be dubbed stuffing. All right, but that's just what some believe. I think it just, according to this article,
I just call it all stuffing.
To each their own. Yeah, I'm more of an all stuffing.
I mean, some
kind
of it
person.
doesn't go inside, but you know, it's all the same thing.
I was told before by Matt that it is possible to do reloads with different players, but
yep,
I
saw that on Twitter.
I don't know if that's something that they might consider here or not, but it's, you know, it's obviously apparent that their player is getting attacked.
It would be really awful if, I mean, it wouldn't be fair to Sneaky Nyx Assassins if they treated this game any differently than the previous one.
Yeah, it's hard at this point if you're gonna. I mean, Sneaky Innocence did end up winning, though, even with their disadvantage. So I guess the argument's not going to be as strong there, but we'll have to see. I mean, it's the nice thing. I mean, well, this was the Summit, too. Obviously, we would be able to go into immediate huddle and figure out the situation, which very well could be what the Starladder admins are doing now, discussing as far as what our next step will be. But apparently he will reconnect, so this will be a window of time that we should be able to get back underway. Let's just hope that it's going to be a long one.
His ping's 140, so should be good.
All right, so we'll see. Where are we at as far as game progression, though? We're just about to reach the 15-minute mark. We have eHUG here pressing in the bottom lane, trying to get a hold of a Tier 2. Top, they have their PA farming going against what looks like the Centaur Sniper, hoping to go for some sort of pickoff maybe. But we'll see as they are making to go. They jump onto SN here, and the Assassinate. Is that going to be enough burst? It is. They get it done. They take down the prized PA here, and eHUG immediately pull back. Maybe I would have considered pushing even harder into that Tier 2, because isn't the Chrono also down? It was. It is down for a minute. I think eHUG could have pushed really hard there in the bottom lane.
Yeah. When things happen like that right after a pause, when you die right after, that's actually some... That tilts you really hard as a player.
It's frustrating. You're waiting really long enough to get the game underway, and you come back in.
You don't know what's going on, and then you just die. Very frustrating, because the flow of the game gets completely interrupted after a pause.
Yeah. Radiant's top tower
I mean, as viewers and as casters, we could be frustrated, but I can't even fathom what it might be for the actual players. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you've gone through it maybe a time or two, but it's rough stuff. You're trying to stay in the zone, and PA gets caught out, and hopefully the tilt won't be there for SN as she makes her return back to this top lane, where Shibby continues to farm up on his sniper. Now he goes right for a blink dagger here, putting Favor into his positioning, but on the side, you're going to see Lust out of position. Could be caught out from a very aggressive Shredder. Muscles forward, does take him down, but he eats a Reaper Scythe. It does get cleaned up. That's plus 30 seconds now, a full minute this early on for Shredder to go down, and now they will follow and get Shibby. Sniper, Centaur, both killed, and they only lose their VS. It's eHUG who come bouncing back. I don't think they're going to be as in tilt now as they go towards this mid lane, and they get a lot done. Taking down 2. Good grab.
Nice pickoffs for eHUG. They did have to use the Ravage and the Reaper Scythe. Reaper Scythe, not too big of a deal. 60-second respawn timer for the Centaur. Very obnoxious.
Yeah, especially this early on. That's crucial farm period time that he's going to have to just wait it out. And, well, if you look at his build, look at this. It looks like he's going to... Well, I don't know. He's halfway between 2 items. He's probably going to finish out what looks like the pipe, since he has the cloak, or he can hold the cloak and finish out the Vanguard, Crimson Guard. We'll have to see. Okay, now your Blink also going to be picked up from Infinity.
The Crimson Guard doesn't do too much in this game.
Yeah.
Like, there's not really... Besides PA, but PA relies on doing bursts of physical damage, not sustained.
Yeah. Alright, Shibby here. Gonna throw out a pretty aggressive shrapnel that not only will hit your Tidehunter, but more importantly, hits the tower, but ooh, almost could have got cut off on the way out. SN scouts it out and does take away the rune there. Shibby's gonna be waltzing himself back towards that mid lane. It's pretty early in this one, but the net worth is about dead even. Leviathan now gonna throw the ball in their court as they smoke up and head towards this mid lane here. They have Shibby just kind of planting himself as a casual farmer here, but I imagine Jenkins is looking for a target to chrono up, and a Mystic Flare soon to follow could take anyone down on this eHUG side. Lust is far back by the tower. We'll have to see how far Leviathan want to go for it, though. And they're going to go pretty far. They jump immediately in, but very nice silence, but it doesn't stop Jenkins. They get that kill, no problem, and Jenkins now going to throw out the chrono here. Are we going to see our Mystic Flare? Nope. It's going to be a Reaper that falls off on Jenkins, and Jenkins now going on the retreat. Your Earth Splitter comes from the high ground, does slow them down pretty nicely. Shredder steps in, gets the stun, goes to the high ground. Can he TP out? He cannot. He gets taken down, and it is going to be Infinity who cleans up the kill. A killing spree now on your Necrophos, and they're getting a lot from this. Ooh, the long-range slow coming out from your Rod. Going right to work there. Sunken could be in big trouble here. Can he burst down Infinity, though? No, he can't. There's going to be your heal, and they take him down. Double kill now for Infinity, and now even Nushim up on the list, and with very low mana, he does make it behind the tower and into safety. But it is going to be eHUG who do get the best of it again. This seems like back-to-back fights now where eHUG do lose one, but they follow up with a good couple.
That fight was actually perfectly fine for Leviathan if after the global silence and killing the Venge, they just walked away.
Yeah.
But they decided to go for additional kills, the Void, with a somewhat questionable, over-aggressive Chrono, and ends up getting Reaper's Scythe, and he actually survives, but Centaur dies.
Ooh, Shibby uses that blink. Goes right on to Sna here, gets enough damage in with Shrapnel, and the Assassin. It's a one-man hit job done by Shibby here in the bottom. Very nicely done, putting all of the skills to use, plus that Blink Dagger. Nicely played to get that solo pickoff.
Actually, go again, although this is a nicely placed ward from eHUG. Gives them a lot of information at the current position of Leviathan.
They can see now, Sunken. Shredder rotating away from this bottom lane, so going elsewhere is top lane. They also continue to push it on about. eHUG not really in a lot of lanes. A lot of eHUG missing from the map from the perspective of Leviathan. And, well, fortunately F4L, it's not going to take too much longer before we are going to be revisited with another pause. And though I checked the ping and it doesn't seem too crazy, apparently one of the players is still lagging. Frustration continues to boil up here. Rough stuff. This is pretty much exactly what I went through in the past F4L. Except with constant reloads.
Teams normally do, if they're getting DDoSed, well, they don't allow their IPs to become public information, I guess. There's actually nothing you can do once you start getting DDoS.
I mean, if it was a local kind of a thing, you could do a local LAN, obviously, setup, but unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to stream or cast the game much. Though they did actually, no, they implemented something.
Yeah, but that wouldn't
matter
because they're on the internet.
But yeah,
they would
in this kind of situation where it's group stage and everyone's connected remotely, it's not going to be nearly as useful. Did we look at the statues yet? No, we did not. I'm reaching F4L.
Right.
Of the side here, we got some new ones here, so why don't we go ahead and check it out.
eHUG, oh, eHUG has one.
Yeah, they got Marana. Marana on the owlish creature. Cool stuff, just a basic leap. Not very exciting. That's, I don't know, to be honest, Potom God according to Infinity.
Oh, look at that axe.
What side? Ooh, is this, oh yeah, look, is that mid-dunk?
Jam.
That's cool.
Mid-dunk.
Look at that.
Is that the only one?
I can't even get it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool.
How do I even get into...
Science gone too far with statues, though. I don't even know how it works. Magnets.
How do I get into cinematic mode when I'm...
It's... Oh, if you click on the hero portrait, on the bottom left of the portrait, there's like a little man icon thing. Click that and you go into showcase mode, I guess it's called.
Because I know when I'm playing, I can just click I and it does it, but...
Yeah. This is how we do it in case we get in situations like this and want to kind of check out everyone.
Well, this X is actually legit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's okay, we can wait. You guys have exceeded allowed pause time, but there isn't an SLTV rule on DDoS. Thanks, guys. Shib's internet back now. So maybe F4L will get another 5-minute spurt before our potential next pause. At the rate it's been going, we get about 1 team fight per gameplay. So I hope you have the next hour and a half available to finish out this game, because that seems to be the track. I mean, good thing is that neither team is sporting your real 4 protect 1 kind of strat, so I don't think this is going to be a long game.
I didn't realize how cool, like, Dota looks really amazing from the sky. It gets all foggy.
You mean like when you zoom way out?
Yeah.
Dota looks cool?
Like when you're in showcase view.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, hold on, let me see. Showcase.
There's fog and stuff.
I owe you one.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Interesting. Uh-oh, see, this is what I'm talking about. Now a fight breaks out. Bottom global is going to be used, but nothing really going to commit. I don't know if that was big of a misengagement from both sides at the conclusion of that long pause, but your global is now going to be down on the side of Leviathan here. Or, sorry, on the side of eHUG. But
so Infinity picks up that Blink Dagger. Did he have it previously?
Yeah, he had it briefly there in the top lane.
Up the plate mail?
But yeah, he just picked up the plate mail. Was his new pickup here. Well, it could be eventually the Shiva's grab. Uh-oh. Shredder, jump in, snap, bing, boom, bang, Brad. Gets a nice kill right there, taking down your support silencer. Kind of doing what he's been doing for the majority of this game, hiding out near the eHUG secret shop and then just catching out anyone pushing in this top lane. He's found 2 or 3 kills at least doing that and has brought his team back. We are now evened up 9-9 as the net worth graph continues to hold relatively even. You're going to see a D ward coming out here from Leviathan on this top lane, and it feels like eHUG still sitting pretty right now. I mean, they're getting tremendous farm on their Necrophos. They're getting great farm. They have their Blink now together for Tide. He almost has his Force Staff. Yeah, they are losing Silencer a bit, but I mean, he's pretty much here for the global as it stands right now. I think eHUG are still in good position.
Definitely a good hero in the late game. Remove heroes completely from the game for inordinate amount of times.
And now Tidehunter back farming it up on bottom. He's going for Yules. Yules on the Elder Titan.
Pretty standard.
Good grab for them. Certainly will help. And you know, I'm not seeing what I feel like is going to be enough Chrono Mystic Flare combos. It's proven to be a bit too troublesome, and Leviathan are also prioritizing a bit more farm before they go there. Jenkins, who already has his Ogre Club, is trying to throw together his BKB, because if he doesn't catch out that Tidehunter in the Chrono, a Ravage would certainly throw a wrench into their big team fight. So BKB seems to be of the utmost priority here for some of the cores on Leviathan.
Is Sniper getting BKB? No, Sniper hasn't shown what he's going.
Radiant's bottom
just
tower
that mask
is under
and that
attack.
blink. Found that great pick off earlier, but
he does have a Mithril Hammer, so it'll be interesting to see what he chooses, if it's going to be that BKB or a damage item.
I think it might be just a Maelstrom. I feel like Shibby feels pretty confident with that Blink Dagger. He can find good positioning, while bottom lane they're making it go Shredder. Can he take down Snog again? He can. It's just a 1-2-3 is really all it takes. Oh, here we go. Earth Splitter flies out, but the Ravage on the return. Can they still take it out? Yeah, they can. MJW kind of throws out a Ravage that leads to nothing. On the backhand side, though, Infinity able to clean out that Centaur with his Reaper Scythe, putting him in the grave for an additional 30 seconds again at about, what, 75 seconds total. Meanwhile, top lane, Shibby continues to side push here, adding pressure on that tier 2. He will pull back as the rotations come forward. Ends up being what looks like a 2-for-2. Pretty questionable Ravage. Might have been just kind of a last-ditch effort knowing that he might go down.
So I would say it's a good fight for Leviathan. They didn't commit as many heroes. They were able to split push in the top lane and force some rotations after the fight. And it looks like they're actually going to go into Roshan. They might just get a free rush.
Yeah, it's pretty good timing. Look like eHUG were going for a bit of an ancient stack farm right now on your PA. Infinity moving in the mid lane and
can't attack.
Yeah, he is
so
getting
sad between this
permabash from Shibby. And
yeah, and the headshot.
Look at these RNG gods. All skill right now to prevent Roche from getting any sort of damage off.
It's actually very sad, Roshan. Right,
now you're going to have all that damage potential in these team fights too between the both of them. You get a good Chrono out there. And here we go. Elder Titan also trying to scout out, but yeah, easy Roche grab right there for Leviathan.
And it's going to be that Maelstrom, like you talked about.
And there's the Maelstrom, and now an Aegis makes it a lot more comfortable for Shibby to continue to farm up a little more greedy and a little more damage heavy. But they're going to have to try to break through Infinity, who now finishes out that Shivas. Your Necro is farming up just as nicely on the other side, man. And now he puts together plus 15 additional armor. I don't know. Is this Necro going to be enough? Timed out global would certainly help in some of these team fights, and PA's got her Battle Fury, so that's not too bad.
The BKB on PA is very critical.
Yes.
And his usage of the BKB.
He's only one component away about. Has a Mithril Hammer here and about 50 gold, and just needs to get that little recipe.
If he gets chronoed or hoof stumped before using that BKB, he can still easily be bursted.
Yeah, I mean, he does have Blur, which will persist, but with bad RNG, it won't matter.
I just mean from the magical damage that comes out from Skywrath Mage and Elder Titan.
Yes. That'll.
I mean, Elder Titan basically makes Skywrath do pure damage, and then if you add the Ancient Steel as well, that's 45% more.
You always forget about that natty order, man. Or at least I do sometimes, and the real amp damage that gets put out there is absolutely ridiculous. And Leviathan do have that going for them, and Sniper could end up being the eHUG's undoing if he finds himself in an optimal position. But if eHUG, though, can try to find the upper hand and make the jump back to the back lines of Leviathan. Uh-oh, PA. Whew, able to blink to the low ground to get away.
I really would like to see eHUG going for some armor aura items, like a Vlad's or AC.
On who? On
the side of eHUG, just to deal with this natural order. Vlad's and AC.
Yeah, who's gonna get it though? That's the problem.
Vlad's on PA?
Vlad's on PA, eventual AC on Necrophos?
Or Tide, maybe even.
Yeah, if he doesn't want to go down and get that refresher.
I would have actually liked to see a casual plate mail on Necro. And maybe go for some different items, and then late game he can go for AC and Tide can go for Shivas.
Yeah.
Because you definitely need the AC against this order.
What about the
this
Ags
aura for
too?
the 5 armor? Yeah, I would like to see Ags. Well, I don't really care what item he goes for. I just think it would have been a little better to go just plate mail. Because you want the AC late game, but who on your team buys it besides?
Yeah, and are you going to get into a situation where Shivas is really going to help out? The only situation to see it right now is that they make the jump with Chrono and he's not involved. He can put out the Shivas from the outside, but there's a good chance that that's not even going to connect on Sniper, who's going to be dishing out the forefront of damage, I'd have to say. And it certainly will help himself, maybe banking that he gets caught, but I don't know, man. We'll have to see if the itemization will pay off here for eHUG. Still a continuation of lag issues happens, whether it's DDoS or whatnot, as Leviathan feeling the most of it here. Their Shibby Sniper continues to struggle. eHUG had already verbalized that they are happy to wait out the period, which is obviously very nice of them. I just don't know how patient everyone else actually is. But we continue to wait. Man, oh man.
That we do.
What was I going to say?
So what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
What am I doing for Thanksgiving? Well, I am going to be visiting New York during that period. After being in the house now for almost 2 months, it feels like.
2 months.
Almost 2 months, I think.
How's your experience been?
It's been good, man. I mean, we're each kind of doing our own thing. They were very nice to lend me God's room for this temporary stay, and I've had plenty of space to work with, and you know, things are obviously getting a bit more intense now because the summit is coming up, so we're cracking down on preparations. We want to be ahead of the game and ready, but then I will get a nice break, to answer your question, to go out to New York and visit the lady and have a nice Thanksgiving dinner and good time there, and I'll come right back and right into summit preparation. When I come back, everything's going to be like moved out of the house too and everything, so it'll be pretty crazy. I'm excited and looking forward to it though, and then we'll have to see what happens in the new year. Ooh, I don't know. We'll have to see. But we're making our own Thanksgiving. Already got a turkey. We're going to slow cook it.
Are you doing anything before you cook it, or just going to cook it?
I don't know. We'll probably stuff it. You can stuff it, throw in the slow cooker, get some rolls, some cranberries. Got to get that gravy going, but it's going to be an intimate dinner. I plan on eating like a king, though. I mean, even though we do eat some good food here and we have nice prepared meals, sometimes, you know, you get caught working so hard that you eat a lot of junk food, and you know how it goes.
I do indeed.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
You know what? In the meantime, why don't we go ahead, show some Starladder shit one more time. For maybe someone who came by and is like, look at this, Starladder America's on. I didn't know that there were problems. Yeah, there's been problems with the servers. New patch rolled out. We didn't get the luxury of seeing a Broodmother or a Phoenix picked up here for these first 2 games. Could still happen here as the patches rolled out. Oracle is now in gameplay. You can make your statues, do all sorts of fun stuff, and well, what's this? What's this Teams button? Oh, okay, this is nice. You can see eHUG and Leviathan and their
What are you doing?
current. I'm just showing up fancy statistics and numbers people can kind of look at while we just kind of shoot the shit while this pause continues, and they can get a bit more information about the teams and how they're currently playing. And yeah, man.
So, who do you favor in the late game?
In this particular game?
Huh?
Let's see. Well, I don't know, man. Both teams have pretty good late game. I mean, now that I really look at it,
actually.
I mean, Shibby is struggling as far as lag, so I don't know if we're factoring that in or not, or based on just the picks, but I really like the amount of farm that eHUG's thrown together as well. I mean, I think the Necro PA could be a pretty strong force, and PA is very, very close to getting that BKB. That's huge.
Yeah, they definitely have some insane burst potential. And
I mean,
if they're
Leviathan
able to burst someone,
do a lot of Chrono Mystic Flare work. They got a couple of good pickoffs, but I think that their lineup was supposed to be really at its best during this period of time, and we're still just tied as far as kills go. So, I don't know. I'm still feeling like eHUG. Still at the upper hand on this one. Let me go back.
I think so, a little bit. I think once they get like the refresher on Tide, and maybe an Abyssal on PA after BKB, and then the Aghanim's on Necro, it's gonna be very hard for Leviathan to deal with. I think if it goes to the ultra late game, Leviathan have a slight advantage just because they can get refresher on Void and an extremely farmed sniper, and that's just extremely scary. But at that point, it just depends on fights.
I agree. There's a lot of team fight action. I'm surprised we haven't seen more of it from both sides. Your Ravage, your Chrono, Mystic Flare. It could become a hot mess real quick, but we've had a lot of hiccups along the way, and players that really haven't been able to formulate big kind of team push action. They've been going on little man missions like we're seeing right now from Leviathan. They have a 4-man hit squad here near the mid lane while their Faceless Void continues to farm up here on the bottom, trying to finish out his own personal BKB. You're going to see BKBs come together at about the same time for your Faceless Void and your PA. So
yeah, something worth noting in the late game is that Leviathan are most likely going to have Roshan control, probably for this entire game, because they can just leap in the Void and blink the sniper in.
And they have good vision with the Elder Titan, so they'll always know exactly what's going on in the area, and I have to agree with you. And plus, I always forget to factor in just how good Natural Order is in any general team fight.
Yeah.
So with that, Leviathan could also just have a really strong late game. I mean, that together with a sniper.
I like both teams late game, actually. I think it just depends on the fights and how it goes.
To be honest, both drafts look pretty similar. I mean, they both have high team fight, you know, relatively good support that adds a lot, and you know, global lead with their whole team, and good late game to kind of bring in some serious right click. So I don't know. Based on paper, even if you weren't looking at the teams, I would have a hard time kind of deciding which team has the upper hand in this one. But waiting. It is what it is. What's coming up on future casts and stuff? Is there more Starladder action coming? Maybe I can somehow Google our calendar here. Let me see. So I know tonight we have Sea Dota happening. It's slated to be happening with Helium Umbrella rather in the early morning. I believe that starts at about 2 a.m. here Pacific time. That's 5 a.m. for you on the eastern side. And then after that, slated right now is iLeague America. Yeah, that's right. America happening at about 3 a.m. here Pacific, 5 a.m. Eastern. It's got 2 best-of-3s as we play out the semifinals. I believe it's, oh, I want to say Cloud9 possibly taking it on.
Yeah, Cloud9 against...
I had this thing up before. Let me see here. Maybe I have it in a past
I
conversation.
still have the link you gave me.
Yeah, I gave it to you most recently. What's it say? We have two best-of-3 matches for the semifinal, and then the following day we're going to have the finals for iLeague. It's 1 best-of-5, and it's going to be... Nope, that's today's games. Where are they? Oh, boy. All right, whatever. You didn't find them, did you? Let me see. Let me scroll through our conversation together. Oh, Skype. Please.
I'm lazy.
I'm lazy. Thanks, dude. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I know that sound. That means we get back on our way. Hey, that's right. Dota's actually happening, folks. Oh, my goodness. Let's try it again. I mean, the pauses are definitely longer than the play, it feels, but hopefully we can get a good solid 5 to 10 minutes in before the inevitable pause will make its return here as they immediately step back from the roll mid lane and go right back to farm. As both teams really favoring those BKBs up on their cores before they make the big team fight happen. It could just come down to which team wants to strike first and executes that much better. That could set the tone for the rest of this game after that 30-minute mark. Right, F4L? Are you still there?
Yes, I am. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Were you paused or something?
Yeah, I was paused. No, I was actually reading Echo Stomp because I just learned something.
What'd you learn?
The damage type is physical when it's on the hero, and it's magical when it's on the spirit.
Oh. No, I didn't know that. I don't play a lot of Elder Titan myself. Physical on the hero, magical on the spirit. That's cool.
I don't even know what you said.
You don't even know what I said?
I don't know what you said.
I said that's pretty cool.
No. Before that, when you asked
before?
me
Oh, yeah, you're just zoned out.
Paused,
I don't know. I was just general casting talk about the momentum of this game and where it could shift depending upon each team and how they execute. You know, just general BS.
I think it's a pretty even game right now. Yeah, both teams are going to have their opportunities. Leviathan do have the Aegis, so maybe they want to push their little bit of advantage with that item.
Yeah, the BKB now on their Faceless Void, they could take a fight. They move down mid lane. They've already taken the tier 1s, except for bottom, which is pretty low. I mean, they could look to press a fight there and at least get an objective if they can't get their fight, but for now they're planting themselves towards this mid lane. And we'll just have to see what they do.
Is quite low at about 300 life for Shibby if he wants to start pushing that in with the shrapnel.
That looks to be the idea. If he just steps forward shrapnel, it's going to force eHUG to either try to go for the deny, which could set up an easy chrono, or they'll just have to let it go, which is still money in the pocket for Leviathan. But already in early defensive position, MJW blinks himself into the side of the trees here. So eHUG maybe looking to set the trap. Oh, he goes down. Oh! He chronos right where Tidehunter was, but he had just left.
Wait, they don't know that he chronoed, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
they don't have vision there whatsoever, so they do not see that happening. But it was awkward nonetheless. Global goes out. They're trying to go on the hunt here for Shibby. Shibby waltzes back, has about a minute left on that Aegis. There's your Ravage. Mystic Flare flies on through. They can't quite finish him off. They get Centaur on the return. Now PA with BKB pop goes right behind, but it's Faceless Void. Targeting down Infinity. Can he live through this one? He gets blocked. He gets locked down. That RNG gets it done. He steps back now, looking to go here on SN. SN focused on Shibby. One more right click. Will take down the sniper for the second time. Now going back onto Jenkins. Jenkins time walk away, but right into the arms of MJW, who welcomes him home with a nice little anchor smash, and he gets his own double kill. It's going to be eHUG, who put up a really strong defense in this top lane. And with no chrono, Leviathan just can't put together a reasonable team fight, and they lose 4.
I'm shocked they decided to take that fight.
I am shocked, too. I'm sorry, dude. But yeah, I mean, they didn't... Did they know he lost the chrono? They probably didn't spot it out.
I mean... Even if they don't know that you didn't use chrono, you just don't take the fight. They're like trying to bluff that they have chrono, but in the end, it's a complete disaster. I mean, they could have just used Stampede to run away.
They catch Nushim here. Shredder, second guessing some sort of defense, pulls out the Stampede and hoping it's going to be enough for Nushim to get away, but with that earn and a jump in, it's SN. Slashes him in the backhand side and now pulls together a dominating streak on your PA. I think eHUG now are the ones that are going to be controlling much more of the XP and farm, and their late game will begin to itemize that much faster and look that much better. Ooh, Shredder jumps forward, fakes out the hoof stomp, does get it right there on SNA, and as I say that, Snog gets bursted down with the Mystic Flare. Now Shredder popping his pipe, tries to make a retreat, and, well, another 30 seconds for you, sir. It's going to be Infinity who closes it out with a cherry on top Reaper Scythe, and now you got 80 seconds of time where Shredder will not be able to come back, and he has no buyback. He is down for the count, and it's going to be eHUG sweeping forward and trying to get a tier 2 in this mid lane.
Yeah, and in the last several minutes since that pause, eHUG has taken a commanding lead. Up to going to be probably about a 6,000 gold lead.
Yeah, it went from near dead even to quickly out of hand for eHUG after just one big fight there at the top lane and another pickoff, and taking towers on top of it is getting objectives complete, and it's looking really good right now for eHUG here. As now we're going to see as they sweep through their own jungle, they will scout out SN. They immediately throw out the Yules, time it out with the stomp. That will force out the BKB, so Elder Titan still happy with that one. PA will be stepping out and back home.
Yeah, actually going to go with a Satanic, so a really safe item build coming out from SN this game. Doesn't want to get bursted down during the chrono. If he's able to survive the chrono, this item is a very good choice. But that being said, if he dies during the chrono, this item is not... It's like a catch-22. You want the Basher, but if you aren't able to survive during the chrono, then it's not good. But if you are able to survive the chrono with the Satanic, then Satanic's a really good choice.
And we'll see here. Infinity is going right for the AC, doesn't want to hold the reliable plate mail first. He's got the recipe now thrown together in his stash. Your Necro continues to beef on up a bit more. Was pretty much pitted into a solo match against Jenkins. Did withstand it, so all that tank certainly paid off in their previous engagement, given the fact that Leviathan didn't have a chrono to work with because of their hopeful side catch-off. Now, if he did catch Tidehunter with that chrono, would have been huge for Leviathan the other way. Ravage would have been out, and they would have been able to easily clearing out that tower and maybe even harass a bit towards the high ground. So I can understand what he was going for initially, but when it doesn't work out, it really does not work out.
And looks like MJW is going to start working on that refresher. Let's pick up the Perseverance. SNA, I don't even think we talked about his Midas choice.
Wow.
I actually just noticed that he has a Midas.
Game, huh? Well, I mean, you need a bit of reliable gold and XP. He gets caught off
okay choice
pretty frequently, but this will help accelerate his farm towards an Agnums, as he already has 2
By the way,
components.
your vision is only dire.
I know, I switched it back.
Okay.
I already switched it back, don't worry. I know. I'm sure people are yelling, but...
middle tower is under attack.
I think I have the excuse to say I'm a bit out of my element with how these games have gone. But the more important thing is the match is underway.
No excuses.
No excuses, sure.
Okay.
Stupid caster dance game. What face? Whatever, man. So they scout out. They got Shredder. We're using the work of the illusions here to see what the movement and intel is of eHUG for now. Neither team really looking towards the Roche Pit as it is. Leviathan still just kind of control that area too much before eHUG can confidently strut themselves in there without getting a pick off. And as they continue to separate and build up farm, I just can't help but feel like it just comes together a little bit better for eHUG over time. PA's got her Satanic now complete and already 1K invested towards her next big grab.
And
oh, an MKB.
Void up to 3,100, so getting pretty farmed on himself. And yeah, like you said, Sniper probably going to be working towards that MKB.
That's going to be good to have against your PA.
I imagine both Sniper and Void will go MKB next time.
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt that whatsoever.
And Roche is up.
eHUG's close.
Spotted out by Lust.
But a lot of Leviathan people missing from the map as they hide out in their own jungle. Might be a bit testy as far as what the right choice is, but now with this invis grab, Leviathan quickly ping it out as they have the vision up here. And they're going to stay close together in this buddy-buddy system in their own jungle, fearing that they could be scouted out from this tide. Maybe they can bait him into something with a sentry. We'll have to see, but he just grabs both runes now. Or he could. I don't know, he walks past that bounty, doesn't want to pop his invis. Instead, heads toward the top lane where Jenkins has been farming. Now he's the one that's hiding out on the side, waiting. And it's Tidehunter who will see if he can find him. Tidehunter now chasing him about, but this is really not going anywhere, it looks like. Both teams have good vision and intel to see what's happening, and for now Jenkins is going to resume his farm. But hey, MJW waits, moves in, Gush. Oh my God!
Wow. That reaction.
What was that? He had a BKB. Popped it. Ravage. Not going to work out. Thanks, Crab. Crab came in and
really fast reaction time.
Gold for me.
Yep. Good work from Jenkins to just quickly pop himself on out of there and TP's home. And, well, now with your Ravage down, Leviathan are like, easy Roche opportunity. So they just kind of move themselves into the pit and get it started. It's already below half-life.
Yeah, they're going to get this for free. I mean, they can't contest with no Ravage. And it looks like Infinity does go for that AC, so, like we were talking about. Is anyone opting for a Vlad's?
Roshan has fallen to the
Not looking like it right now. Your Aegis does go back towards Shibby, and eHUG push in this top lane.
This tier 2 tower, however.
No Ravage, mind you, here for eHUG.
That is true, but it's just hard with the position that eHUG are in. Yeah, they're just gonna get this and walk away.
Dire's top tower
now can they get anyone on the way out? Oh, Nushim with the sleep. Does catch PA. Jump forward. Oh, the silence timing going to be right there for Sna. Go the global. Oh, it's going to be weighted. Oh, he doesn't get up. It's only on Elder Titan. Your Shibby immediately goes down to PA. Your 1 life and your Chrono not going to be used for anything as Faceless falls. It's eHUG finding the most of the kills here, even on the way out without a Ravage. But there we go. Infinity finds that Elder Titan, takes him down with the Reaper Scythe, pressing back towards the base. eHUG with MJW leading out the front. And this is looking like their game. I know there's been a lot of lag problems here on the side of Leviathan, but if they can't get a lot done in a team fight where Ravage is going to be down and they lose 2 and, well, they lose 3 if you count the Aegis, and they get no one, it's looking pretty good for eHUG.
Jenkins really having a rough time this game. He made a couple of mistakes in that fight. He BKB'd before the global, so he wasn't able to chrono immediately. And then he misses the chrono completely. It only hits Elder Titan. That guy's on your team. You don't want to chrono him.
Well, we'll see now as Leviathan immediately head towards the bottom lane area here with Shredder. And maybe just looking to quickly bounce back here. But eHUG, they could feel just as confident for this next upcoming team fight. I mean, it's only 9 more seconds. You have another Reaper Scythe. Ravage is up, considering it wasn't even used and was down at the start. And we'll see here. Shrapnel trying to slow them down, even pulling out the Stampede to just ensure a safe getaway from Leviathan. Puts him back on this bottom lane as Jenkins continues to farm up there at the top. He's got about 3,900, lots of farm, but he's obviously got to reserve a bit of it for his buyback and then a potential MKB investment.
And actually, maybe Void should actually go for Aghanims and then Refresher, so he gets 2 Chronos in his fights. And 2 BKBs as well. That might actually be a better choice than an MKB.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Certainly so. I mean, I haven't seen yet where they've been really able to land a huge chrono where Leviathan have been able to really take advantage of it, so.
That seems to be the counter against Venge as well. Getting that Aghanims on, I mean, not Aghanims, the Refresher. So that once he swaps, you can just chrono again.
That's true. And we'll have to see if it's something they go for here. For Jenkins, either being that Refresher or that MKB.
At this point, though, it's much easier for eHUG to take these team fights. There's a lot less pressure on them to execute.
I don't think they let up.
Now
the Aegis is also down. I mean, they lost it immediately. As PA was able to close the gap like we expected in the draft and gets right in Sniper's face, and before I can even pander over, he had lost his Aegis, so Shibby really needs to make sure he's not out past his rope and could get quickly taken down. He has his MKB now, and even Hyperstone putting together that Mjolnir, so his right click comes out pretty fast and furious, but we'll have to see how his survivability will be in these fights.
He's really going full glass cannon in this game. If he gets hit by this Ravage, he's probably just going to fall.
Yep.
Gonna have to be very good with his blink usage. Make sure that he doesn't get hit by anything before the Ravage comes out.
This is a smoke play now coming out from eHUG as they take the high ground to scout out the mid lane here. Jump forward, Gush. Your Ravage does catch on Shibby, very low. Forces him out, but it forces MJW forward, and they do take him out with the silence right there. Swap is going to bring back Nushim here, and now, oh, immediately bursted down. SN on the PA, able to clean house with the Arcana or not. He's got blood on the weapons, and he's making it work, and now Leviathan calling out the retreat horn, trying to get away and back into the base. Can Jenkins get out for this one? He has to pull out the chrono defensively. Oh, Leviathan, unfortunately, just showing that they are at a big disadvantage in this one as eHUG are just getting exactly what they want and good pickoff plays, a good jump in from MJW, and overall a fantastic smoke call certainly helps in taking down 2 and just continue to assert their dominance in this game.
And more importantly, they actually force out the chrono for nothing, and even though I think Leviathan will be able to defend their Rexes, not having the chrono means this team fight, which I think would have been easy with the chrono, is now going to be quite difficult.
Palatine trying to slow them down right there, but I don't know, man. And Jenkins is trying to go for an MKB. He has 1 Javelin in his stash, but that's all he's got invested towards it. Now they're watching eHUG take their base. Really, what is there left to do? Without a chrono at the ready, Shibby is now back on this living earth. And we'll see with the 5 of them, and without that chrono, they can try to stop eHUG from moving on in, and they're actually going to try to take him on the way out here. Jumping forward, BKB going to be popped here on Jenkins. Mystic Flare, big damage. They take down Necro. Very nice coordination to dish out the burst and take him down. Does get them that prized grab. Now they're considering making a go on MJW. Gets Yules'd up, but looks like he will be able to walk away. So Leviathan do make the Necro pay. It's not enough to really take this game back, but
yeah,
it's something.
I mean, imagine if they had chrono there. I don't even think eHUG could have pushed in that situation.
This should make my life easier.
They make the best of it regardless, and it's enough to force eHUG to step back and wait.
Jenkins is actually going for an MKB on the Void. I feel like his time to become a really strong carry has sort of passed. I don't think he should actually be going for MKB. I think Refresher with a point booster and then buying Aghanims is the way to go this game.
Well, speaking of refreshers, look who's got theirs. Man, oh man, MJW now. Not 1, but 2 Ravages. And he put that first Ravage to use nicely in that mid lane, getting a hold of Shibby.
I'd like to see it smoke right now. Okay, they are going to smoke. So.
I would like to see this, yes. And they do blaze it up here. Heading right through the Roche area and right towards eHUG territory. Can they get this flank play from the top here and try to take this game back? This would be huge.
They're only going to pick up a silencer.
Oh, they lead it off with Yules here. And uh-oh, MJW, who has 2 Ravages, mind you, jumps on in, gets 1 off. The second one does still catch on 2, and more importantly gets Shibby. After they clean out that Faceless Void, they put him in the grave with the Reaper Scythe. Sniper cannot stand. They lose both those cores, and now Shredder, desperately trying to TP home, will make it out, but he's going to be making it home very much wounded, telling the tale of how he saw both of his comrades get unmercifully blown up after they tried to make an engagement play on the silencer. They can't even get that.
I'm not sure why they led that with the Elder Titan. You lead that gank with the centaur and then you instantly blow up the silencer. He doesn't get global off. But leading with the Elder Titan, it gives him more time because he has the Yules first, so an additional 2.5 seconds for eHUG to respond. And then they're able to get off a 3-man double Ravage.
You see the Reaper logo there at the top. How come that didn't pop up before? He doesn't have an Aghanims now. Well, they did add the logo. I thought they fixed it so it would show that when he has an Aghanims. He doesn't have an Aghanims. He does? Oh, I'm blind. Oh, it is. That's for when he has an Ags. I was looking at all the other items, and I guess I just overlooked the Ags. Yeah, he has an Ags. That icon's new. That means they can't buy back. There you go. TLDR, I guess. They clean out the mid racks, though. Wow, look at that right click. SN, man.
Yeah, he has that Abyssal now.
And
really strong.
those racks really can't stand, and Leviathan might be looking at their...
It's actually so easy for them to just burst someone down.
Jump forward, SN does eat that Mystic Flare and does go down.
Shibby's dead.
Actually, no, he doesn't. He blink strikes out, heals up, and Yules is up. PA's still alive, but they lose Shibby. And now VS, who had also fallen, SN on the return, finds a big kill, taking out Nushim. And BKB'd up. You're also going to see Infinity quickly clean house. Abyssal's going to be popped right here. And Jenkins cannot stand. And that's got to be it. Leviathan, though with a lot of trouble on their internet and connections from all around, it's eHUG who have the better team fight when the game gets underway. And oh no, Jenkins, all or nothing effort right here. Does Chrono 3 pretty nicely, but no Mystic Flare, and his right click can't even take down your Tidehunter. I think it's time to throw in the towel if you're Leviathan. There it is. It took a long time, unfortunately, F4L, but we got our winner. It's eHUG. They look really good.
And Shibby with the Arcana secured all shit. Oh boy.
Man, oh man. Yeah, would have been a lot more style points had he been able to pull out the Arcana, but it is what it is, F4L. We make it our way here. eHUG on their debut match here for Starladder Season 11 come home with the victory. And things are looking pretty rough if you're a Leviathan fan, man. They are now down
played
to
pretty well this game.
0-3, but yeah, eHUG looked good. He looked pretty good. They put together a nice draft. They got what they wanted out of the laning phase. It seemed a bit awkward there for a while. It's really hard to just kind of look at the whole game as far as how the flow went, considering the flow was mostly us dealing with pauses, but nonetheless, we got it done, dude. And it's going to be eHUG winning. SNA also won earlier. They're still undefeated here in Starladder Season 11. I can show that to you if you guys didn't see it already. And as my thing has trouble loading up, it's going to be Sneaky Nyx Assassins at the top. This thing is outdated, but they are now 4-0. And, well, it also means that Leviathan are there at the bottom, 0-3. So that's going to wrap things up. F4L, it's been a pleasure, man. Any last thoughts on the games today and everything we had to go through, or any more questions about Thanksgiving before I let you go?
Questions about Thanksgiving.
Let me see if I can do this right. Bring up my commentators. Nope, that's just me. Hold on here. Right. Here we go. There we go. I got the tags up, buddy. You may not be here in person, but I got you here in spirit. That's where you can catch him on his Twitter. Mine right here. It's been a pleasure as always. Yeah, thank you so much for casting with me. Thanks you so much for everyone for kind of being as patient as we have been and trucking through this game. We have a lot more Starladder action coming all throughout the day. C action is going to be coming up later in the early morning, and then we'll be doing iLeague as well for the more America action. But make sure to hang around. VODs will be up on our YouTube page. Always check out some information as far as how the summit's going on beyondthesummit.tv. And we'll see you folks next time. And what's up? What about pauses?
You can skip those pauses on the YouTube VOD.
That's true. If you didn't like it and you just like pieced out at the beginning of the game when we had pauses, you can always go back and just kind of skim your way through unless you wanted to hear all the crap that we were talking about. But nonetheless, thank you so much. We'll catch you next time.